So one of my videos, which I'll link below, ended up in Parade magazine for Easter. It was about taking Easter eggs and decorating them with Sharpies. So this year I thought I would use these micro mini brushes. All the links will be below, so don't worry. These itty bitty teeny weeny little brushes. And I was gonna make an oil painting Easter egg. And I thought, what's my favorite artist? And it's Van Gogh. So I decided to take Van Gogh paints, which I'll also link below. Here's the set that I used. There's only 10 colors in this whole set, and every color that you're going to see on this egg is one of these really basic colors. I'm trying to think if I added anything else. All the alternate colors that you see on here, like that strange brown and the light blue, I just mixed one color with another. So see that little hole right there and the little hole on the bottom? Rather than boil the eggs, what I did was poke a hole in the top and on the bottom, and I did not do what they said and just take a thumbtack and pop it, because I had this dreadful feeling that I was going to just break the egg and then I was going to go through all my eggs and I wasn't going to be able to get this done. So let me just tell you first, all I did was sketch out the basic outline of the image from Starry, Starry Night here. Nothing fancy. I just wanted to put the main parts on the egg before I started to paint, because I didn't want to end up like I typically do when I try to make letters fit on a page properly. I always end up with too much space or too little space. So yeah, I just took a mechanical pencil and I just started sketching. Sorry for that bright glare. That kind of comes in and out through the video. So just a warning. I didn't know it was happening. And I guess I'm not used to the spring sun yet. So as for those little holes, I did that because I blew into the egg and removed the insides, because if you boil them, and I mean, you can do that and save it forever as long as the egg doesn't break, but it will get rotten inside eventually, and then God forbid it cracks. So what I did was poke a hole. I used an X-Acto knife and I spun it. I'm going to put a link to a video below that showed me how to do this properly. You need a tiny hole on top and a slightly bigger hole on the bottom so the contents can come out a little bit easier. It wasn't as easy as I thought it was going to be, and it took a minute. Yeah, so that link's below also. So I'm drawing the little church here and the buildings at the bottom of Van Gogh's beautiful Starry Night. There were more buildings and more details on the bottom than I had noticed. We're so used to looking at those gorgeous stars and the swirling sky and the moon that, I don't know, maybe it's different for you, but I was enchanted by the sky and I never really even looked at the bottom. I realized there were things there, but anyway, what I'm doing first is there's a large, swirly, almost plant-like image on the left side of the painting, and my knee jerk was to go in with the black first, because it's mostly black and dark blue. But if you look very closely in the background of that interesting plant-like structure, sorry, you can hear the birds in the background. There's yellows and reds, a little bit of orange, and a lot of blue, like the sky. So I started this late, and I am using oil paint, so I knew that I couldn't go in 100 times like I could with acrylics. It would be dry in an hour. With oil paint, I knew that once I started painting, I either had to finish it or really dilute it with terpenoid or Gamsol so I could get it done. So then after I started to do it, I realized okay, I have to hold this thing. And I kind of started going, I got in the groove of it a little bit, and I was kind of like, I don't know what to do. So do I continue this? Do I try to put it on a stand? Anyway, I'll show you what I did a little bit later. So right now, all I'm doing is putting the basic colors in the swirls. So the swirl that goes through the sky is a little bit lighter than the rest of the sky. And I didn't really worry about doing it too carefully because there are so many different colors in both parts of the sky, and they're done in this I was going to say it's almost stippled or it's like pointillism, but it's not. It's a little bit different. It's like hundreds and hundreds of brush strokes. So all I tried to do here was to get the basic colors down first. And I realized that this is going to take longer than I thought. Another thing I realized pretty quickly is that I barely had to alter any of the colors. You know that song, Starry, Starry Night? I don't remember who wrote it, but there's a point where it says, paint your palette blue and gray. And I was kind of thinking, what am I going to have to do? Am I going to have to? It looks like there's about 10 million different colors. And the colors that are in that Van Gogh oil paint set, it almost feels like it was picked, or maybe he picked those colors specifically in that set. In that painting, and then they made that set around the colors. Okay, let me see what colors are actually in that set. Hold on one second. Okay, so the colors in the Van Gogh set are titanium white, and if you're going to get a set, make sure you get the regular set and then get the biggest tube you can. Azo yellow light, Azo red medium, quinacridone rose, cerulean blue, permanent green, DP, is that what it says? Yep, ultramarine, burnt umber, and ivory black. For the swirly parts of the sky, I mixed the titanium white with the ultramarine, and it made this beautiful sky blue. And then the other parts of the sky, I just used the ultramarine undiluted with the white, or unmixed with the white. And this is what I'm using right now. I'm going over the top of a lighter blue with just that teeny tiny brush, and making little lines of that ultramarine over the top. I also added a little bit of lines in the swirls, as you can see in the picture. I tried to copy as much as I could to get it as close as I could to accurate. I didn't always succeed, but I had a ball doing this. I would say, I was going to say the stars were the most fun, but I would say I think they came out the most interesting, but I think the most fun part for me was the little houses on the bottom, probably because they completely surprised me that they were there. And I also realized how much detail is in this painting. I left probably 10 or 15 houses out. There's so much detail on the bottom. I tried to get that little red mark off the egg, but I ended up going over it with oil paint, but it's there for now. Most of the colors that I used, when you hear that little ding, 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 that's me dipping that tiny brush into turpenoid to get some of the color off. And I had to be really particular on those tiny houses because they're outlined in a dark color. Some of them were blue, some of them were brown, some of them were almost black. You can see right there. And the brushes are so fine. It just made it a little bit tricky, although the whole thing was very, very fun. I modified here and there just because there were so many layers in the painting that I either sort of blended some of them together or left some of them out, or just left them not as detailed as the painting, or I would have been there forever and you would have had a far too long video to watch. Anyway, I'm going to link below how to make the holes in the egg and how to get that yolk, well, how to get the inside of the egg out properly. I'll put a video below. And I'm not saying that you have to use Van Gogh paints by any stretch. I happen to have them. They were given to me, and it was just a fun coincidence that I was painting Starry Night. That little starburst that you see in the back, that crystal, is actually a candle holder, and I've been using it to hold on, well, to put the egg in, because after a while I realized I couldn't hold it anymore without ruining the details that I had already added. Eventually, it got dark, and I had to leave it for the night, and I put a stick into the bottom with very strong glue, and the next day I was able to hold it by the little stick on the bottom as I was turning it, and it made it so much easier. So I would recommend that do that right at the beginning. Gorilla Glue is a really good glue because it activates with water and dries relatively quickly, and if you wait a few hours, you can actually do it the same day. So if you plan on doing one of these, that would be my recommendation. Once again, I'll put all of the materials that I used to do this egg below, including the turpenoid for diluting the paint, and all the brushes. I did use one other round brush other than those little itty bitty teeny brushes from that micro set. And that's it. And let me know if you liked watching this, because I just started doing oil paints and I'm really enjoying the process, and I'd like to know if you'd like to see more about oil paints. So that's it. So I'm going to put some music on. I hope you stay and watch the rest of the process, and I'll be back at the very end to say thank you. So you can see at this point that it looks really bad. And it's one of those examples of, you just have to keep going sometimes. You think you've ruined something, or it looks terrible. It's just not finished. So have faith in yourself and just keep on going. So here it is finished, and there's no guarantee that I'm not going to go back and fuss around with it because this was so much fun. And thank you for watching. Thank you for joining me in this process. This is the first time I've ever done anything like this, and I will definitely want to do more of these and add them to my collection of Easter eggs. My family collects pesinka, which are very ornate, decorated Easter eggs from Russia, Yugoslavia, Ukraine. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you like this. Let me know what you think, and I hope you're all safe and happy and healthy. And please leave me a comment. Let me know your feelings and if you like this egg. So thank you. I send you all virtual hugs, and I will see you soon. See you later. Bye.